Big Sportives are a challenge, and there's no doubt that they can be hard, but also if you do them right, they can also be immensely enjoyable. So coming up are GCN's tips on how to make Sportives fun.
Fun, 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 fun. The first thing you need to do, way before you get to your Sportive, is to choose the right one. Admittedly, not everyone can afford to head abroad, but if you are fortunate enough to be able to do so, you'll likely, depending on where you currently live, get longer climbs and better weather.
You certainly can't guarantee the latter, but you can get yourself some very favourable odds. Plus, you are guaranteed to at least get different scenery. We, for example, are doing the Marathon de les Dolomites in July this year, and we can honestly say, hands on heart, that on a clear day, it's the most spectacular scenery you can possibly imagine.
Now, it's not just where they are, it's actually how hard they are too. One of the most enjoyable things about doing a Sportive is how difficult it is and how hard you're going to push yourself. There isn't anything like pushing yourself and getting a real sense of achievement and that you've actually accomplished something.
Yeah, it's a good point, but don't make it too hard. You want to find an event that is going to push and challenge you, but one that you are going to be able to finish if you work hard towards it. There is nothing worse than the feeling of packing an event because you aren't fit enough and it's too hard. So make sure it is achievable.
Definitely. For some people, it's the solitude that makes cycling great, out exploring the great unknown on your own. But for others, it's a social activity which is only enhanced by riding with your mates. And let's face it, when you're doing a Sportive, you are going to be surrounded by lots of other people.
Yeah, that is very true. So sit down with your friends and decide on the date that you can all make and a venue that you can all get to. Enter it and do it with other people. It is only going to amplify your enjoyment of the day itself, unless you take along a mate that's slightly arrogant and tends to half wheel you. So what we're saying is, choose your mates wisely.
Amplify your enjoyment.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of socialising, don't be afraid of having a couple of beers or a glass of wine the night before. Don't go over the top, of course, it's not time to be partying, but all your hard work is done by this point, and a small amount of alcohol isn't going to undo all that work.
Being fit will make your Sportive far more enjoyable, meaning you can go fast when you want to, or you can ride within yourself when you want to. And being fitter will mean that you're in far more control, because there's nothing quite like the feeling of pushing yourself really hard when you're fit, as opposed to grovelling when you're unfit. Now, we're not too sure what it is, but the suffering just feels better.
Yeah, there's certainly something different in the feeling, isn't there? So we suggest that you write yourself a detailed training plan out and stick to it as much as you possibly can. And if you need any help in that regard with making a training plan, we've got loads of videos on that subject here on the Global Cycling Network.
So we're going to suffer for a bit. I'm feeling fit.
No, I'm grovelly.
Oh, right.
And finally, make sure that your bike is working properly. There's nothing more frustrating than having your gears jumping about when you're riding hard up a climb or multiple punctures en route because your tyres are worn out. So give it a once over a good week or so in advance of the event itself. And if you're not confident of doing that yourself, even with the videos that we've got on maintenance here at GCN, then take it to your local bike shop, because a substandard bike can completely ruin your day. So those are our tips for enjoying a Sportive, but what are yours? You can let us know your tips in the comment section down below. We'd also love to hear your experiences at these types of events, both good and bad.
Definitely. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to GCN, you can do so by clicking on your globe. On your globe? Sorry, don't click on your globe, click on our globe. Anyway, for 6 ultimate Sportives and Gran Fondos, how about clicking just down here? And for how to prepare your bike for a Sportive, click just down here.